In this lesson, I'm looking at another special product, and this special product is in squaring binomials. Now, before I teach you what you may end up liking as a shortcut, let me remind you that you could take the binomial 3x plus 5 and square it using FOIL. You could say, oh, okay, to square that means to multiply 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. And because it's binomial times binomial, I could be using FOIL. The product of the first, 3x times 3x, is 9x squared. The outer product is 15x. The inner product is also 15x. So I could have just doubled the 15x to make it 30x. The product of the last, 5 times 5, is 25. Now here's what I'd like you to notice. And by the way, this always happens. The first term in your answer is simply the square of the first. It's 3x times 3x for 9x squared. The middle term, the outer and the inner are always going to be the same, so if you just did one of them and multiplied it by 2, you'd have the middle. The last is simply the square of the last. So here's my shortcut for squaring a binomial. If I have 3x plus 5 quantities squared, I don't really have to write it twice. I can just remember that the first term in the answer will be 3x times 3x, or 9x squared. Don't forget the square. To get this middle term, which is typically formed by adding the outers and the inners, just multiply the two quantities. That gives you 15x. Then you're going to have to remember that that is both the outer and the inner, so just multiply it by 2. And if you have trouble remembering that, well, there's a 2 sitting there. So that will give you 15x times 2 is 30x. Then square the last one for plus 25. It's a little bit faster. So I'm going to use this shortcut to square the binomials in this lesson. You will get them all right if you just choose to use FOIL. All right, the first one. I have x minus 1 quantity squared. Squaring a binomial. Square the first. X times x is x squared. Multiply these two. That gives me negative x, or negative 1x. But I have to double it, or multiply it by 2, so it's negative 2x. Square the last one. Negative times negative is positive 1. All right, next one. I have 2x minus 3 quantity squared. Square the first one. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Multiply for negative 6x. Remember that that's both outers and inners. Double it for negative 12x. Then square the last one for plus 9. This last one will always be a positive because it is positive times positive or negative times negative. Next one, 5x minus 2 quantity squared. Square the first one, 25x squared. Multiply for negative 10x, double it, negative 20x. Square the last one for plus 4. All right. How about 3x plus 5 quantity squared? What will be the first term? 9x squared. How do I get the middle? Well, I multiply for 15x. I remember that I need that twice, so I need 30x. Square the last one for plus 25. And I think that might have been my sample problem a while ago. Let's look at one more. This is squaring a binomial. Square the first, x squared. Multiply for 4x, but double it for 8x. Square the last for plus 16. So squaring a binomial, I hope you are willing to try to use the shortcut. You can just write it down twice and do FOIL if you want.